Yard. Let's roll.
This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and I say your team, man, because Padre fans take a lot of pride in this team. Guys like Xavier Reyes, the host of Locked On Padres podcast, who will join me in just a moment. Yeah, he's been doing this since before the pandemic. I love all the talk. I love the loyalty. I love the chat. I love everything about this team selling out on Mondays and Tuesdays at Petco. This fan base is incredible. Love to welcome all of you right here to the postcast after every game. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and the Backdoor Series W. Kind of like that backdoor split they got in St. Louis. You can find me in St. Louis. Yeah, they got that with the Giants, the backdoor dub. And how glad are the Giants to see the Padres gone 7 games in the last couple of weeks. And the Giants win one of them, the first game of this series. And yeah, you think it's going all right as a Giants fan. Maybe it's turning around a little bit, but no, 7 errors later for the Giants. They are seeing the Padres in the rear view, and the Padres end up going 6-1 against the Giants. They're a game behind the Dodgers, game behind the Cubs in the wild card as they head into a weekend series against whom? The Dodgers, who just swept them last weekend. The offense on full tilt right now, the bullpen getting better and better, and we are excited to bring you the ups, the downs, the ins and outs between the podcast and the postcast. We got you covered. This is the postcast with a little bit of a podcast twist as Xavier Reyes joins me next. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, Gries at Jim Grease _ on social media. 8-4 Padres, 3-1 series win, a game out in the division, a game out in the wild card with the Dodgers coming in. Oh, what a time to be a Padre fan. And with that, we got a big show for you today. What do you say we get to it? We hit it full speed. Drop that elbow right now. Let's roll.
This is what you'll be talking about.
There we go, StreamYard. So nice. We play it twice for our guest. I think we played it twice, what we're talking about as we bring in our guest for this show. Oh, look at the 2-shot. I don't see Xavier Reyes yet. I just see black on the screen. It was like a dramatic pause for effect, Javi, as you came in. Love having you, brother. 8-4 the final. The Padres win 3 out of 4. They take the final 3 games of this series. They right the ship after the Dodgers and the debacle where the pitchers couldn't get out of the first inning without giving up 100 runs and home runs all over the place. They still finish winning the last 3 games of this series. And the more I watch this team, the more I get glued to that screen and the more I just absorb it all and take it all in. Padre Nation, the Friar fandom, the faithful, the fanatics. The more I'm sucked in, bro, and the more I feel like this is going to be a long run this season for this team.
It could be, man. I mean, they've looked so good for a while now, but especially since the deadline, right? I mean, this has been such a reworked offense, right? Like, this is a team that basically 1 through 9. You have faith that at least there's no black holes in the lineup anymore like there was previously. And,
well, just one.
Everybody just... maybe
just my boy Jake Cronenworth. We're a half hour a night on Jake. That just one black hole, the 230 hitter. But after you,
we'll talk about him on the full episode tomorrow. But in all seriousness, like, this team has been like, it's so funny that we had all this discourse this week, and because of the Dodgers series, they get swept, and everyone freaked out, right? I mean, I was upset too. It was an awful series in basically every way, particularly the Saturday game. But then they lose on Monday. Now, partially because maybe that was a home run from Xander Bogaerts, whatever. But then they go and sweep the rest of the series, and quite easily, by the way. None of these games are particularly competitive. The Padres offense really just showed up, and it was great to see. And it was great to see some decent pitching performances. Like today, I thought Dylan Cease was good. I know it says 4 runs, but it was really only 2, right? I don't know why. I still haven't figured out why they didn't, I guess, charge the errors. all the way there. They only gave one to Cronenworth, but like Tatis clearly, or Laureano, whichever one you want to give it to, that outfield thing, that's a run right there, right? And then not to mention the play after that, it would have taken a little bit of a good play, but he also, let a ball slide in. So I was like, no, it wasn't for
Fernando giving up on it instead of diving. You mean that one?
Yeah, maybe diving on it. He didn't have the best
run on it. Never seen him look so awkward on a ball like that. That's just rare.
It looked awkward. I think that's the perfect way to describe it, right? He just looked really awkward. But I'm like, it wasn't a 4-inning thing. It was 2 solo shots that Cease did. So I call it a good start. And any good start you could get from Dylan Cease this season is great. So everything's been. I think the vibes are somewhat restored. I think, right, Jim? Just a little bit.
I love the vibes, and I love your vibe. Javier Reyes, Locked On Padres podcast, day in and out. I'm going to be on the show tomorrow. We're going to record it right after this, and we got a lot to talk about. But in this game today, the bullpen, once again, a big flex for the Padres. And when you can go and you have that combination, and we didn't see Adam today, but we see Estrada, and we see Morejon, and we see Miller, and we see Suarez. And we know I get riled up. You know me, I'm an East Coast guy. I'm an old head, Gen X, no boomer, Gen X. And I'll say this, I get a little heated about my baseball. It just happens. It comes with the gray hair, but we've had it since birth, right? And I start splitting hairs like Miller should be the closer. Why in the hell does he keep running Suarez out there in a closer situation? But Schulte is trying to find his way with this team. Also, I've been crazy about Ryan O'Hearn and Luis Arraez and why in the hell, who does Jake Cronenworth have pictures of Mike Schulte with and all these things. And all that, Javi, and there's still just a game out in the division, a game out in the wild card, which is it's 2 games worse than they were last week going in a game up on the Dodgers, but still manageable and in striking position for sure.
Yeah, and then we'll have to see how this series goes this weekend, which we'll talk about on my show tomorrow. But it was just a good W. It was a fun game, too.
Like the Rockets.
It was,
Bring it.
It was just a fun series, man. I really loved watching it. 7 earned runs off of future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander. I understand he's not that nearly what he once was, but it was just a fun game, right? And especially, by the way, it also should be noted, it was only 2 runs, but even still, start off 2-0, especially with those 2 runs being error produced. I do think it's just cool to see that the team was like, no, this is dumb. Cease, it's not your fault. We'll be fine. And immediately striking right after that in the bottom of the 4th with sac flies. Manny gets in there. Manny having a little bit of a slow month. Totally excused, by the way, because he's been
no RBIs in the whole month before this series, Javi.
Amazing. I actually did not know that.
Yeah, look at him now.
He's been a little bit of a slump, and it happens. It happens to every player. But with Manny, love to see that. Love to see just no home runs is always fun when you score a lot, right? It's fun when you don't score a lot. And you know what I mean? If you score 9 runs and there wasn't home runs, that's a fun game. If it's 3 runs and no home runs, that's one thing. But it's just really cool to see that they did it all, right? Especially these last 2 days. You had the power blitz on Wednesday's game, and then you had the, what's the word called? Small ball type of approach.
3 bunts in a row. 3 bunts in a row in that one inning today when they scored the 6 runs. Amazing. They'll take what the defense gives them. I love that. They'll 100%. Take what the defense gives them and play small ball when they need to your point. And how about, Manny coming back around, but how about Ramon Laureano, Javi? He had 2 more hits today in the 7 games against the Giants over these last 2 weeks. He has 10 hits, man.
It's
pretty good pickup for left field, right?
And he's under control for next year too. And this is a guy that had hype once upon a time, and then he slowly rebuilt it up. So it's just really cool to see a guy that is a late bloomer, I guess, for lack of a better term. And it's been awesome. And the fact that he could be your 8-7 hitter, potentially even 9, depending on the day, whatever, if they don't like a matchup, it's just incredible. I mean, this is a team that was hoping that Bryce Johnson, who has no power whatsoever, although not the worst bench piece in the world, at least he can make contact, was the best left fielder that they basically had. At one point, Lockridge was the best left fielder that this team had, just because he could play some good defense and he had speed, right? But now, I mean, it's an upgrade, right? It's the Porsche in the garage, man. It's been great. And then Fermin, who isn't an all-star catcher, this isn't Cal Raleigh, this isn't Will Smith even, this isn't any of those guys, but the difference between what they had before and what they have with him now, it's a complete lineup.
And the way
man.
he calls the game. Did you see him managing Cease today? Tell him to calm down, relax, use your head. Very demonstrative and trying to keep Dylan Cease on track, which hasn't been easy in a struggle this year for Cease. Javier Reyes, host of Locked On Padres podcast. You know him well here on the channel. He's been doing it since before the pandemic. A like and a sub for him is for me, for us, for all of us, right? This community, this family. So with that said, Javi, I'm going to join you as soon as I finish this show. We're going to record your show for tomorrow. But why don't you tell everybody what that's all about with that show?
We're going to preview a little bit of Dodgers. I'm going to let Jim let everything off his chest, which I imagine he's done on the postcast. But we got to do it again because he's got some takes. And a listener question complaining about Jim and his takes on Jay Cronenworth. We're going to talk about all that tomorrow. It's going to be a fun show. Can't wait. Fun Friday, baby. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, Javier Reyes from Locked On Padres podcast. We love your work, the station, and all the station, old head, the channel here, and the way that people talk about you, the letters you get, the outpouring of love, man. Keep it up, the great work, and I'll talk to you actually in a few minutes when we do your show. So thanks for coming on board with us today. All right, that's Javier Reyes, Locked On Padres podcast. I am Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Let's see if I can get this shot lined up correctly again. Look at that, the magic of being on the fly here. We got a couple of things to do still, a short time to do them in. We got your turning point coming up. We got your star of the game coming up. And, of course, a look ahead to the Dodgers over the weekend starting tomorrow. You're a game behind them, a game behind the Cubs in the wild card for the top spot in the wild card. You're in the second position in the wild card ahead of the Mets, firmly there in that position as well as you rebound nicely off that sweep and the first loss, game one of this series. You win the last three. All kinds of momentum, just like last time, heading into the Dodgers series. This time, it's at home. Shohei's banged up a little bit coming in. He did not play today when the Dodgers beat the Rockies, but a one-game lead for the Dodgers coming in starting tomorrow. We'll look at that. And again, turning point, star of the game. Then we're out of here. I'll record with Javi for tomorrow, and you can go about your life as we cruise into the weekend. But before we do, a couple of great deals to tell you about from incredible sponsors of the show who just love to do great business with and for you. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. This is your Padres postcast in the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day, 8-4 Padres, 3-1 in the series. They beat the Giants. And you know how great it is for you to be here as part of our family. Thank you for making us your first watch or listen every day. YouTube, Roku, and then for the audio side, Apple, iHeart, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it. All right, let's talk about Monarch Money, shall we? Most people cannot name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. Who wants to do that? That is where Monarch Money comes in, an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. You can identify that you aren't saving as much as you thought. Monarch helps you notice an insufficient investment allocation and discover forgotten 401ks from past jobs. How about maxing out investments, increasing your savings rate, keeping a clear view of your financial health? Week to week, long term, you can bring a partner in, personal, business, whatever. It's easy with Monarch Money. So don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB from Monarch Money on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And you know I also love me some 5-Hour Energy. We've talked about this quite a bit here on the show. But he's like, Grease, man, you're like a 5-year-old bouncing off the walls. What is your secret? Well, there is no secret, man. It's just a little help here and there. Nothing wrong with that. Time to fuel it up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. That's right. This grape, ginger, lime-flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. Both, preferably. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. So whether you're out on the course or you just need a little extra push to power through your day, 5-Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. Man, I have some great golf memories, and they usually involve alcohol, so not too many memories. They were great memories that I don't remember usually from the younger days, but as you get older, you can't do that anymore. And you get serious about the game, and this competitive streak kicks in, and you want the energy, not just the alcohol. So you love those flavors and you don't miss the feeling that you had after, right? Golf's all about the good times with good people and good flavors. The grape ginger lime flavor of 5-Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the Bev cart. Not to mention, save a lot of cash too. So now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip. Visit 5HEWin.com. That's 5HE for 5-Hour Energy. The word 5, FIVEHEWIN.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. Courtesy of 5-Hour Energy on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, yours every single day. I am Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. How about that guest spot from Javier Reyes? Don't forget, Locked On Padres podcast tomorrow. Oh, we tag team it, baby. It's me with the postcast right after every game. Live on YouTube. You get the handsome face, the whole thing. And then after that show, we upload, you download. But during the YouTube show, you come on in, say what's up in the comments. Going to read some in a minute. You can do that as well on the audio version, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean. And then you download OTT, not OPP. Yeah, you know me. I'm 53. I know it's corny, but I keep doing it. It's fun. And it's literally amazing to think about what we do and where we are in this world today, that you can find us pretty much anywhere you are. The vibes are back. That's right, says Ash. 2-1 against the Dodgers. I'm thrilled. 3-0 would be such a statement. I'd almost go buy playoff tickets to the division round. Let's go Padres. And then says Javi for president. Yes, sir. Javi's the man. I love working with Javi. So Eric J's music. Great series. So glad the Pods are back winning again. Eric J's music promotion. Let's go Pods beat LA now. Edgar says, I think Crone is still giving us value in his at-bats, even when he's not getting hits. He usually sees more pitches than the rest of our guys, and it's important in terms of when we get to their starter. I get the premise, but good Lord, come on. If that's what you're looking for from a guy, he's hitting 230, has another error today. There's no reason. Any sane baseball person would walk into that clubhouse tomorrow and put Luis Arraez on second base and Ryan O'Hearn on first. Any sane baseball person would do that. I defy any of you to tell me you wouldn't. You really want to have a 230 hitting Jake Cronenworth out there making errors? You really want him out there rather than O'Hearn in the lineup every day, rather than Gavin Sheets raking from that left side? No. Come on, man. You're not the Rockies. You're not the White Sox. You're not the Marlins. Cronenworth would be great for them. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You have designs on winning the World Series. You ain't doing it with that dude. Who would you rather have up in a big situation in the playoffs with the game on the line? Cronenworth or Arraez? Cronenworth or O'Hearn? Cronenworth or Sheets? Come on, man. Like, I don't need to hold your hand for all this. It is what it is. It's basic. It's easy. He's not as good a player in any sense of the word. He's just not. Period. Point blank. End of story. He belongs on the bench. I wouldn't even have him on the team anymore. I'd have Iglesias as my utility guy in the infield with Cronenworth out of here. And use that roster spot on something else. Look, nothing personal, man. You're vying for a World Series championship. I'm not attacking Mike Schilt as a person. I'm attacking the moves he's making and not making as the manager of a team. You got to learn and know the difference. And unlike the flagship TV, the flagship radio, the newspaper, all those local outlets that cover the team, they're being told what they can and can't say on some level, one way or another. I know because I've worked for all of them over the course of my 30-plus year career in this business, and I know, you can't say that. I did post-game shows for teams and pre-games on the network for years, MLB, NFL, NBA, you name it, major college. You can't say this about that. We can. We don't get tickets from them. We don't want a press pass from them. We don't get paid by them. They don't sponsor us. We don't sponsor them. We give you the real on this show. So that's how you have it right here. Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. 8-4 the final. Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. 2 things to do real quick. Let's do them.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And the turning point in this game, it's 2-2. And along comes the bottom of the 5th inning. And you're looking at a beautiful 5th inning for the Padres. Not because they scored 6 runs, which is awesome in and of itself, but it's how they did it. It's the small ball, man. It's 3 bunts in a row. When you talk about Laureano singles to left. Cronenworth walks. Fermin bunts at the third. It's a bunt single. They throw the ball away. 7 errors over the weekend for the Giants, and Schmidt had a really rough series, the third baseman. So what happens? Fermin reaches on the bunt single. Laureano scores on the throwing error, and Cronenworth scores on the fielding error by the right fielder, Matos. 2 of them in a row on one play. You had the bad throw from third base from Schmidt. Then you had the right fielder not field it cleanly, lets it get by him. 2-run score there. It's 4-2 Padres, but the biggest turning point, they're already up 2, but the backbreaker there, Manny Machado comes up after Fernando, a bunt single. Fermin goes to second, same place, third base, and Schmidt's got to be going, God, they're targeting me now. Well, wait, here's Luis Arraez right down the third base side with another bunt. This moves the runners to second and third. He manages somehow to throw out Luis Arraez. They don't walk Manny with runners on second and third. What happens? Manny, he is bugging. Manny with a 2-run double to left center. Fermin and Tatis Jr. scores. O'Hearn hit by a pitch right on the bone of the hand. Sheets pops out. Laureano singles. 10 hits in 7 games against the Giants over the last 2 weeks, and it's 8-2. But Manny's hit was the real key turning point there, and that leads us to...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Oh, the box score looking good. The top 3 hitters all had 2 hits apiece, and so did Ramon Laureano. Again, 10 hits in 7 games against the Giants over the last couple of weeks. The player of the game will emerge from that group. Un momento, por favor. But first things first, I give you my piece. And my piece says this: Jeremiah Estrada, an inning and a third, scoreless. Adrian Morejon, an inning, scoreless. Mason Miller, 2/3 of an inning, scoreless. Robert Suarez, 1 inning, scoreless. I wasn't a math major at the University of Miami, but to me that says 4 innings of scoreless relief with a bunch of punch-outs as well. They had 11 in the game, 7 by Cease in 5 innings, the others by the bullpen. So the bullpen, incredible, but the star of the game is Manny Machado. Back from that mini slump, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, had the 2-run double, had the RBI single, and a 9-pitch at bat later in the game. Also scored a run, and as usual, with the flawless defense at 294, Manny Machado having a great year with the Dodgers coming in. Manny is he's right behind me there. Manny, he is bugging. All right, tomorrow, the Dodgers coming in, 6:40 first pitch. We are here after every game this weekend, 6:40 tomorrow, 5:40 on Saturday, 1:10 on Sunday. You got the Dodgers, followed by going to Seattle and Minnesota to close out the month, but you just got swept by them. They're coming in now. They still don't have a bullpen. Man, oh man, you got some pitching lined up with Yu Darvish in game 1, and then in game 2, you have got Nestor Cortez lined up, and in game 3, Nick Pivetta. So you will have Darvish and Pivetta, the bookends, with Cortez in the middle this weekend. That's all there is, Padre fan. There is no more. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. I promise to do better next time. Don't forget, keep coming back for Locked On Padres podcast, especially tomorrow when I'll be on with Javi. The vibes will be great. We know the vibes will be amazing. Also, don't forget, if you can't get enough baseball like me, junkie, for the second or third listener of the day, Locked On MLB Game Night, Locked On MLB on YouTube. And I'll tell you what, every game, every night until a World Series champion is crowned. Local analysis on a national scale with your Locked On MLB Game Night. 8-4 the final. Padres with the win. Thanks to all of you in the chat. LFGSD beat LA, says Eric J's music promotion. And with that, I will bid you adieu. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. 8-4 the final. 3-1 series win. 3 in a row heading into the Dodgers. A game out in the division, a game out in the wild card, but still in second place. One of those wild card spots would be secured right now. It's great to be a Padre fan in Padre land. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thank you for watching the postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Keep your mind right and your game tight, baby. I said it backwards, but it doesn't matter. The message is the same. I am out.